of 1940. The storm came for us, a hurricane that tore through our home, ripping apart the Louisiana plantation where we were enslaved. The men, the brave souls they were, they made sure we got away. Sacrificing themselves in the raging waters, their strength and love guided us to safety. We found refuge in the swamps, a place as wild and untamed as our spirits. I felt a call deep within me, a pull towards something ancient, something powerful. As we settled, the swamps became our sanctuary, a place where we could rebuild, where we could be free. In the heart of the bayou, amidst the whispering trees and the murmur of the waters, I encountered the spirit of the alligator. It saw in me a kindred spirit, a leader who would rise from the ashes. The spirit and I became one, and with its power coursing through my veins, I became the Swamp Queen. Our tribe grew strong, hidden from the world that sought to break us. We thrived, guided by the wisdom of the ancients and the strength of the alligator. The swamps protected us, provided for us, and we learned to live in harmony with the land. But what will happen when they find us?
Serious question, because y'all know how we don't take shit serious, right? Do y'all think our enslaved ancestors was as silly as us, or wasn't shit funny?
833, State of Indiana versus Dijon Anderson. Ms. Anderson, for the record, would you state your full name, please?
Yes, I am Princess Califia Hatan Tupape II, representing the entity Dijon Anderson.
You're known as Dijon Anderson?
I'm representing the entity as Dijon Anderson.
Your date of birth?
My date of birth is February 2nd, 1961.
That would make you how old?
That would make me 63 years old.
And the last four digits, your social security number?
I do not have a social security number. I have a declaration of nationality underneath the Washita Moors of the Indigenous People of the United Nations, Chapter 21593.
Do you have a good contact telephone number?
I don't know my contact number by heart. I believe it.
Are you under the influence of any drugs, including alcohol, today?
No, I'm not.
Everybody over here knows this is the center of the earth. Everybody over here knows there's portals in the canyon. Everybody over here knows that's where it's going down, the final ceremonies. Everybody over here knows that the military doesn't control it. The natives actually still have control of it. The military's scared to go down here. Yeah, we're into the spots that all this shit goes down. So they're literally shook night. It's fucking hilarious. Look, y'all. Back in the day, when everybody knew how to do the witchcraft, when it ended a while ago, they was able to say certain chants to make these structures. Egypt is not across the world. They want you to believe that. And that's why they got the passport system and everything's a lie. Again, it's not across the world. All you gotta do is walk this way. You know how many, you see all the openings? You know what lives inside these? They all know I'm here. God's been protecting me this whole way until it's time for me to go, because my job will be done here in a few. So I pray that everybody really start to open their eyes and see. The drop is crazy, honestly. Let's go. I forgot if I said this in the last one, but they used to do certain chants to make these rock forms and stuff, and they could pretty much bring up anything. And they all need magic, but we failed for many different reasons. But it's time to wake up, increase your positivity. I'm over here. And they will get me when it's time. But they know what happens when they get me. Kiki. look at how beautiful, bro. And everything's blocked off certain ways. You gotta pay fees to get inside, and continue on. Jump down. Oh, shit. Look at that. Wow. Wow. Look at the water. It's red. Oh, whatever color you want to call it.
Told you that a celebrity back then was this one, and then now today they're this one. I don't know how they do it, but they do it. Okay, hear me out. You ever looked at a celebrity and thought like, something don't look right with you? Either I seen you before, you look like somebody else, or just something seem off with them, right? What if I told you that every celebrity never passed away? What if I told you that every celebrity is here for good? They're here for good. They've been here since back in the day. They're gonna be here for your kids and your kids' kids. They're gonna be celebrities for your kids' 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 kids. What if I told you that? What if I told you that a celebrity back then was this one, and then now today they're this one? What if I told you that this person was this person? I don't know how they do it, but they do it. I'm just saying.
So I've already been losing followers recently. I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm not here for the numbers. But after this one, I'll probably lose a few more. But I'm fucking heated. And this isn't like a call out or call in. This is just a fucking reality check for other white people. We do not get to label anybody in the black community, anything, based on what they choose to do with the vote. We have to realize that regardless of the outcome of this fucking election, there is going to be violence, potential violence, very real violence carried out against black men, women, and children, more than usual. Because if Trump wins, that brings about a violent America. We've already seen that. If he loses, then the meltdown from white people is going to be insane, because they will not accept that he is lost to a black woman, which means violence will also come out of that. And while y'all are out here moral grandstanding and fucking doing these purity tests, at the end of the day, this shit will not affect us. The outcome of the election will not it will not carry the weight of violence that it will carry out against black people. Come the fuck back down to reality right now. Stop policing what black people do with their vote, period. Because at the end of the day, violence is going to come out, and it's not going to be violence towards us. And so, first of all, no, the majority of white people keep, whoever's talking about revolution, y'all don't know what the fuck it takes. You aren't ready. You can't even have a conversation with your other white family members about racism without melting down, without getting scared, but you think you're going to overthrow the fucking government. Please be so fucking honest with yourself. There's so many white people right now that are so fucking delusional. Y'all want to run around and call black people this, or that. If they choose to vote for Kamala Harris, if they choose not to vote, if they choose to vote third party, whatever, that's not our fucking business. We are in this place. All this self-hatred is coming out so heavy right now from white people. Because the reality is, the reason there are genocides in all these different countries is because of white supremacy, which is an us problem. And so everybody that's angry right now should be angry at white people. Because we're here because of us. We have the very fact that we have Donald Trump as a choice for president is a result of white supremacy. So all this energy you have for everybody else, any other community, all this fucking anger you have, use it constructively to help deconstruct and decolonize your mind and to work towards destroying white supremacy. Do that. Leave black people the fuck alone. Let's focus on us, period.
We're preparing hospitals for what's coming. Those 40 unvaccinated adults.
Only 40 unvaccinated left. I wonder who the other 39 are. We gotta stick together.
Fuckers is using our culture to express how y'all really feel. That's the subject, not you. Your two guys. Because what is wrong? Know that. Those facts. Use these letters. Use the statements. The racist, but how do you feel? You a black man about the person and the system you feel you created. It's like to be us. I'm sanctifying God that we trust, but they want that. So they give us the knowledge they want. That's the problem with them. Just a black man who fell short of
Talk to him. Teach him. He needs to know.
Woke up and I found out that there's a new ocean. God dropped a fifth ocean right after a pandemic. I mean, clearly the pandemic was chill for him. I don't know how that happens, but I guess it can. This is the fifth one. Apparently, it is surrounding Antarctica. It's called the Southern Ocean, which sounds like a part of a video game map. It doesn't even sound like Earth. So now we got the Pacific, the Atlantic, the Indian, the Arctic, and the Southern. It just sounds like some DLC. It doesn't sound. It sticks out as the one that wasn't here before. Apparently, it was a part of the Pacific before, and the Pacific just said nah, and decided to expand and delegate some of its ocean. So 5 oceans down, in case you wanted to know. I have no idea.
Several videos going viral right now of what's supposed to be green lasers descending from the sky.
People's homes scanning the ground with that green laser.
People started paying attention after this particular video went viral. In this video you can see a plane flashing a green laser and kind of scanning the ground. This made a lot of people start questioning what the heck was going on, where were these green lasers coming from? And then just a couple of months later, a CCTV camera captured what looks like several green laser beams of light descending from space. Needless to say, this got a lot of attention, and experts and researchers were saying that this probably came from a Chinese satellite, but no one knows.
What the f is that?
Now this is where things take a really strange turn. Just a couple of months after, there were several videos popping up all over the internet of what's supposed to be these green laser beams descending from the sky.
What in the ever-living fuck is that?
This got so much attention that it ended up on the news, and they actually found out that some of the planes scanning the ground with these green lasers were owned by a company named Randigo, but still, no one knew why they were doing this.
I was just getting home and I saw it going back and forth with a laser beam, and it scanned over me multiple times. I've never had flight radar until this happened, because I'm like, what the heck is going on? But it shows that what kind of plane it was and what type of plane. I don't know who owns it, it just says private owner.
When you put the information Casey provided into the FAA website, it comes back with this information saying it's registered to Randigo.
Little by little, people started researching about Randigo, and they found out several patterns. In one of them, you can see several pictures coming from flight radar of the plane's paths. Whatever they're doing, it's as if they're scanning something, maybe weather patterns, maybe something else. In another Reddit post, someone found out that the company owns 33 planes and 33 employees, and I don't know why, but this raised a lot of red flags.
This dude was gonna crash into the house. Wait till you see the laser coming off the bottom of it. Check the radar map, he's 1,200 feet off the ground. You see that green laser coming off the bottom.
And then, another Reddit user posted something like this. This plane flew over me this evening and was spraying something. Smell was awful. So I did a quick research just to double check if this plane was owned by Randigo, and guess what? It is. Strange, isn't it? What the heck is going on? It seems no one knows, but I want to know your take. What are these green lasers descending from space and from planes? What's going on?
I think all the orphans on the orphan trains may have been grown in a lab, but now I'm starting to think that they were stolen and they put all their parents in the insane asylums. There was like 20 times more people in insane asylums back in like the late 1800s, early 1900s. People probably don't actually even go insane naturally. The handlers taught the kids how to work in factories and built them an entire false historical narrative. Out of those kids is where the secret societies came. It was like being on the debate team, or FFA, or the football team. You were a part of something, and they used those kids to enforce the other kids. So the ones that tattled on people became the police, etc., etc. There's so much more to it, but if you want a great place to start, watch Mind Unveiled on YouTube. Great content, great research.
Supposed to be this way. I'm seeing that he was supposed to live until about after the age of 52. For some reason, they held his energy, I'll put it in the coma state or the life support state, and there was some kind of bargaining, wagering, and then he was needed on the other side, and I do hear that. So he transitioned rather quickly because he was needed. Remember, no matter what you do in this life, you could be the worst person on the earth, you could be the best person on the earth, it doesn't matter. No matter what you do, it does not matter. As long as you ask to connect with God and forgive yourself and ask for forgiveness, you can ascend the way. So don't let people trick you into saying, well, you know, you did all of this. Whatever this is, whatever you've done, now I sound like one of those people in jail saying I found God. I'm thinking about that after they've done heinous things, but it is true. We are tricked, and I'm feeling like they were trying to bind his energy here. The way that they're showing it to me is that his energy was like a power pack, okay? A very strong power pack. So he's like a cord to the power pack. He's charging a power pack. This is how they're showing me. The whole time he lived on earth, this is why he wasn't really happy. Wasn't really happy in this life. Not the way he wanted to be, because his energy was being siphoned without his permission, although it was with his agreement, is what they're saying. Being siphoned. So his energy is attached to like a battery pack over here. I'm talking as he's walking upright and a person, but then for some reason, he's trying to untie himself. He's showing me chains on his hands and he's being attached to this energy pack.
Drum circle with no Africans.
Are you supposed to be doing any type of spiritual works unless you've done divination first? Something like a feeding, cleaning, something as simple as a cut and clear candle work. You're supposed to do divination first. Something as simple as putting somebody in a honey jar, sweeten them up towards you. You have to ask through divination first. You must ask the spirits, number one, can it be done? Number two, is it necessary? You're not allowed to cut and clear another person from another person, because in your mind, I just feel like that person is toxic for them, or that situation is toxic for them. That's not your business. It could be a part of their destiny. It could be a lesson for them to learn, to build them up and elevate them in that situation that you know nothing about. It could be a part of their karmic repercussion because they did something they have to pay for. And here you go fucking with shit. Y'all gotta learn to either do divination first or mind your damn business. Y'all run around here, number one, thinking y'all know more than the spirits, and y'all don't. My spirit told me, and my spirit told, it's a spirit, all right. The spirit of ego, you need to banish it. Because it's going to get you in trouble. It's going to get you fucked up. Y'all are supposed to do divination first. You have no business doing anything. That's why people be telling y'all work in witchcraft. That's why.
Conversation black people aren't ready to have. We gotta talk about these uncles, them rapist uncles. Why that nigga still at the cookout? He looking for more kids. Nigga, not to be fucked up, but nigga done raped everybody from 10 years ago. Now ain't some new kids running around, he ready to rape them. Ooh, you look just like your mama. No, I don't. I don't wanna look like nobody to your ass. We gotta start talking about them. Them rapist uncles and the cousins. Bring that up at the next cookout, watch how everything change. What's so fucked up about it though, the rapist uncles be the life of the party. You that goddamn it, nigga, uncle, why is you fucking the children? And why you think he be the favorite? He around here tickling their ass, and you don't know that that's wrong. That's wrong as fuck.
What the fuck is this? I ain't never seen no yolk the same color. That's the egg. What the fuck?
POV. Your GM tells you to put the expired milk in the milkshake machine. Big.
No, man, what the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy. You get your goddamn ugly ass on.
It's been a while since I fried a good egg. There we go. Oh. What kind of egg is that?
As soon as I saw it in the store, what the fuck is this shit? Is that dead ass or it's a rat? There's a rat in this shit.
Our right claims Lauren London set Nipsey Hussle up.
See, I know Lauren London. Lauren London used to sing backgrounds for me back in the day. She fell in love with my keyboard player. His name is Omar Edwards. Omar went on to play for Jay-Z after me, after leaving my band. Omar Edwards got Lauren London on to American Idol, which put her in position to meet Nipsey, and then she dumped Omar, who loved her madly, for Nipsey out of nowhere. Moved him out of the way because he was about to give Dr. Sabi to the world all over again, just like Lisa Left Eye Lopez tried to do damn near 30 years ago. Y'all niggas ain't slick. Lauren London was a contestant on American Idol. She just didn't make it, and when that fell through, the next thing you knew, she was in nip bed. Now you want to sit up there and talk about it wasn't all what it was hitting for, and you want to talk about this. If you married a Crip, you seed up. You don't get to walk away. And ain't nothing Honeycomb can do. Isn't it funny how her sister was working for him? Isn't that interesting? I guess that was part of the payment. Your sister got to get a job working for the devil. Because I'm accusing you now, Lauren. You work with Diddy to line up your baby daddy. Sue me if I'm lying. They stay using desperate starlets to line up the niggas that they want out of the way. Because the easiest way to get rid of a mother is to put somebody in their bed.
The house slave, whose responsibilities included preparing the master's food, had to make sure that her hair was covered at all times. In addition, due to her inability to comb it, for lack of a comb, she was understandably quite sensitive about its appearance. It was in this manner that the hair of the black woman disappeared from view until the latter part of the 19th century. Because of the semi-decent treatment that was afforded her, relative to that given the field slave, the house slave in time adopted an air of superiority when in the presence of field slaves. It bothered her that the master could not stand to look at her uncombed hair. She made sure that he would never have to suffer that experience. Due to the presence of a black nanny in the home of the well-to-do white American, it was not long before she became a popular item in the form of salt and pepper shakers. The popularity of these caricatures of blacks gained and diversified to include Old Black Joe. This caricature of the house slave in later years came to be known as Aunt Jemima. This famous caricature would later be copyrighted and would appear on the breakfast table of virtually every home in America.
About the blood ever since I was approached about it in 2009 when I was in the military, and they kept harassing me about my blood, and I'd already done all my blood work and everything, and some strange lady came up to me. It's in my video. It's in one of my videos. I did part 1 and part 2. But I had done I wanted to learn about more of the blood donation plasma, and I had talked to a couple people from the blood donation people that had contacted me and said they had some information. Here's some interesting stuff about the blood. The U.S. accounts for 75% of the plasma donations worldwide. So most of the plasma that we collect is coming from the U.S. And I told you 1/3 of it gets shipped over to Switzerland. CERN's in Switzerland. I can't say nothing about that. They, in 2019, they had 54 million plasma donations. That was in 2019. They haven't done I'm sure they've gotten about 70 million plasma donations now. It's 2024. Plasma sells between, just regular plasma, just the regular plasma sells between $5,000 and $10,000 per bottle. By 2025, it's going to be a $50 billion business. That's just the regular plasma. That doesn't include the 1/3 that gets used for other things that I can't speak about on TikTok because they'll take me off. The stuff that's really, really expensive that people buy for their own personal use. In 2020, the pandemic claimed that they had a shortage of plasma. Right. And the most sought after blood donation was O positive and O negative because that's universal donation blood. But the sought after plasma was AB plasma because that's the plasma that they can use most. An interesting fact that I did not know was that I had no idea, and I'm a medical worker, there's a stuff called golden plasma. I had no idea what this meant. There are about 50 people, and you can look this up, that has this plasma. It's so rare. I mean, that's super rare. They don't even have Rh negative or Rh positive in their plasma. And guess where it originated from? The Aborigines from Australia. That's the first place that they relocated that at. That's the first race that they found that in was the Aborigines. And the Aborigines happened to be the oldest living race on this planet because they immigrated or came from Africa over to Australia like 70,000 years ago, like a long, long time ago. And they have a unique genetic structure. You can look it up. You can look it up. It's common knowledge. And they have a history of extraterrestrial interactions, UFOs and all that stuff over there. And they really believe that they came from, came from UFO, you know, another place, which they probably did because they got gold blood that doesn't even have an RH in it. That's strange, man. And their genetics are so unique. Look it up. That's you. That's the blood. That's they're looking for. They're really looking for that. I wonder how much they get, how much they pay for that plasma. AB blood type as a whole has the highest IQ. This is all stuff that they've done tests. The Mayo Clinic. This is all coming from the Mayo Clinic. The healthiest blood type is O. And they're the blood type that lives the longest. The most selfish blood type, they say, is blood type B. And I just was like, you know, I don't know. I don't know about that one. That one might. I've met some selfish people, so I've never met anybody with blood type B. So maybe, you know, I don't know. But I thought these are some interesting facts about blood types. I thought the Aborigine stuff was really, really fascinating. The RH negative factor, for some odd reason, something's going on where they used to have more people with RH negative and it's decreasing. So they're doing some kind of genetics with the blood, where they're decreasing the RH negative. And personally, I think it has to do with extraterrestrials. I do. Because that's part of their blood type. That's what's in their blood. So, and I don't mean the extraterrestrials, I mean the other. I can't even say the word because that would get taken off. This is for entertainment purposes, just to let you know. Everything that I write or put on TikTok is for entertainment purposes. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I thought this was interesting stuff. There's a lot more stuff about blood, but there is a lot of unique things going on about your blood that they're using. And another thing I found out about blood type, certain autoimmune diseases can switch your blood type. You can have type, say you have A positive, right? And you have an autoimmune disease, and somewhere down the road, they don't know when, all of a sudden, boom, you end up with type B. It's true, look it up. That's why certain autoimmune diseases, they will not if you have certain autoimmune diseases, they will not let you donate. Because that's in your blood. And I don't know how that works, if it's because they can't do anything. There are so many things going on with the blood that some of it they don't put out for you to find out. Some of it's secret, and that's what I'm trying to get to, is the secret stuff. So I'm still digging. But I know that some of it's going to where it's going. So the life is in the blood. The life is in the blood, and that's what, when Yeshua said, you know, his blood makes us whole. His blood is what changes us, his, you know, accepting him spiritually, you know, and spiritual. So it don't have to be something that is, you can be changed, you can be cleansed by the blood, even in spiritual form. So it's spiritual. I want you to understand, the material world and the spiritual world are two different realms, and the spiritual realm is more real than the material world. You need to understand that. That's what people don't get. The spiritual world is far more real. That is reality. The spiritual world is reality. The material world is not reality, because this stuff is going to pass away. It can die. It can go away. The spiritual realm is not. That's why you can be cleansed by the blood of Yeshua in the spiritual realm. That's something that sticks. That sticks. You can be saved by something you don't even touch. You know, but it's a transformation that's spiritual, that's in here. That right there is what keeps me, I have to think about every day, like, no, when you say no weapon formed against me will prosper, you speak them scriptures and stuff. That's power. Words are power. You don't have to do none of this crazy stuff in this world. That's why them things in Hollywood are working for these people, how they're selling their soul to Satan and getting wealth and power and drinking that gold juice and stuff. They know it works. They know it works. So